Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward.
What's up, guys? Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert to run research. Today, I'm just going to review Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'll be looking at Bitcoin on the daily and 4-hour, and probably the same for Ethereum. So let's get to it. Okay, so what are we looking at right here? Bitcoin, obviously, this is BTC USD on the daily. Bitcoin from the 15K lows pretty much doubled since then. And what we have right here is a area of this is a supply zone, area of liquidity, whatever you want to call it, where price chopped around for a few weeks, May 2022 to June, and then it nuked lower. So it had a consolidation event, all throughout 30K, and then it made a strong leg down to 17K. And overall, this was a strong overall move down, consolidation, and then ripped. So right now, we are currently in this area, and where do we expect price to go? I don't really have any strong opinions. Like this, in my opinion, when you see something like this, there's a lot of things that could happen. And I know that's like pretty obvious to say, but there's like, I think all three scenarios are here. I think number one, we either like see a lot of chop around here because this, as I said before, this is an area of large consolidation back in the May to June period of 2022. And if you zoom out overall, it's an area that price likes to really trade at. So if you zoom out and you look at it just from a pure SR standpoint, this was the bottom in January of 21, the bottom of summer of 21, and then a consolidation event in May of 2022. So this is like kind of an area that price likes to trade at. This is a higher volume area as well, from like the 32Ks to 40K area. Okay, so what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that generally speaking, like I don't expect price to just blitz right through this area personally, and I think that it's going to take a lot of work for price to chop around here. I think that we're going to see some consolidation, and this is actually one of the potential arguments for there being some sort of alt season in the next coming weeks, is that price should chop around here and consolidate, similar to how it's done back again in May of 2022, similar to how it was doing in the summer of 2021, and again how it did in January to February of 2021. So that's the argument for an alt season right now, is just price chopping around here and then making another leg up to the 40Ks. Now, why do we think that this could potentially not happen? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, price just broke out of a 2-week, I think, consolidation period where price chopped around for almost 3 weeks, actually, 21 days, 22 days. Price consolidated all throughout March to early April, and then made another leg up. So one argument is that price is already consolidated for 3 weeks, and now it's going to make another strong leg up, and it doesn't really need to consolidate before going up higher. Another consideration is that we see like more chop around here and its distribution, and then price just starts trading down lower to like the 25Ks. That's also a potential scenario where alts probably don't do super well. The scenario where you want to see alts do pretty well is where you just see a consolidation event similar to how we saw it back in the March to April time period, and you just see it like do something like this. Because in this situation, in people's eyes, everybody will assume that altcoins are safe to trade in this situation, and that Bitcoin is merely chopping around to make another leg up. And in this scenario, I think that we do see alts flourish, at least for a few weeks or whatever, and then after that, I honestly have no idea. So I'm so conflicted right here. I know a lot of people are calling for alt season. I don't know about it. I mean, BTCD, Bitcoin dominance, does look like it's potentially in a key area. So this is a chart I did before. I envisioned, or I basically thought this 48% level was an interesting area. And if price closes below this and starts to trade down, then I think that we have a mini alt season here. And if Bitcoin dominance goes up, then of course Bitcoin will make another leg up to like the 35, 40Ks, and then alts probably just don't do anything for a little bit longer. So these are really the scenarios that I'm viewing. And as I said yesterday, I think that BTC dominance and the ETH BTC chart are really kind of the only two charts that you really need in order for you to see if there's going to be an alt season or when the alt season is going to happen. Typically speaking, with ETH BTC does pretty well. That's when alt BTC pairs also do pretty well. Anyways, I'm getting pretty distracted here. I'm going to go back to just what Bitcoin is doing on lower time frames. Let's just go back to the daily here. In my opinion, Bitcoin still looks pretty good though. It's still a healthy bullish trend in my opinion. Still higher highs, higher lows, and still making more moves. And I do remember that my overall idea was invalidated, or so I thought. When we saw in March 12th, we saw a lower low get printed. We saw a big move down to the 20K, but because of the strong buyback and because of how quick it reversed, I was able to change bias and flip bullish again. But during this time period around mid-March, I thought that market structure was broken and that we were just going to print some sort of like lower high and then start trading lower back to the base around 18K or something like that. But because of the speed and strength of the buyback, I think that things still look pretty good. EMA structure on the daily is all bullish. As you can see here, we saw our first bullish cross in late March. And this is something that we haven't really seen, as I said, since we haven't seen a healthy bullish EMA structure since end of 2021, where price was cleanly above all the EMAs. All the faster EMAs were moving in conjunction with one another. And we didn't see any bearish crosses like we saw back in May of 2021. And we haven't really seen a bullish EMA structure on the daily since November of 2021. So it's been over a year, and now we finally have one. So in my opinion, the trend is still up. I think that things are still looking pretty good, but to be determined if this current area is going to be a resistance area and price just trades lower in this area, or if it is able to make another leg up. If you look down on lower time frames too, I mean, as I said before, the EMA still look pretty strong. There was a breakout of this 28.7K level where price broke out, and now it just looks like it's continuing to go. And this is one of the reasons why I still believe that Bitcoin is actually going to make another leg up. It's because it did chop around for 21 days. There was this like a long range, well, long by our standards. And generally speaking, when it consolidates like this, I think that it will make another strong leg up. Like, for example, we saw this kind of move from 20K. This was a large consolidation event as well. Had this dip below deviation, and then it made the leg up from 19K to 28K. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, where we see a consolidation and then followed by a leg up. And I'm not saying 29K to 30K is like a bad run. That's like not this is still like a really strong 11% move. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but I personally think there's probably more juice left in here. But it's fine either way. I am still exposed to plenty of altcoins, so. If alts moon, that's totally fine with me. But personally, I'm still of the opinion that I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin go a little bit higher, say 32K, before potentially starting like the kind of reset area. Maybe like 32 or high 32s, 33K. That would make sense, and then it starts to dip down. That would make more sense to me personally. But maybe it just stalls out here. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. You really want to see like more follow-up for altcoins if that is the case. Ethereum is an interesting chart. Let's just scratch all this. Again, similar structure on the EMAs, all bullish in my opinion. This one was a little bit, this still looks pretty strong. If you're looking at just from a pure price action standpoint too, we are entering kind of this level of resistance where price consolidated a bit in May of 2022, hit it again in August, and then traded down. And you know, ETH is at this pretty interesting level in my opinion, where if it breaks here, then I think the next level up would be like the mid 2Ks, so like 2,500 or something like that. Don't know where this run will end. And Ethereum did have some interesting like fundamental stuff with Shanghai and all these liquid staking derivatives and all this other stuff happening. But I still think ETH looks pretty good. Now, is ETH going to actually outperform Bitcoin? To be determined. So comparatively, ETH has been stronger than Bitcoin over the last little stretch. And like this level around 1,700 or so, this level is actually like the quote unquote 30K level for Bitcoin. So like if you want to like put it in perspective, Bitcoin is like right here on the chart. You know, as I said before, this is like where price traded at in 2021, in the summer of 2021, and that's where kind of price is currently at for Bitcoin. So like if we take this apples to apples of where Bitcoin is at versus Ethereum, Bitcoin would be like at the $1,700 level right now. So, you know, are you saying like, am I saying that like ETH leads? No, not necessarily, because if you look at the ETH BTC chart, it's gone down overall the last few months, and ETH still is looking pretty good overall. But I still am of the opinion that BTC is the one to look for now. Anyways, this is an interesting area. This was like, you know, as I said, a key range high area around August 2021. And it's also an important SR level. You can see that price dipped down here in January of 2021 before having a pretty strong reversal. So when you see strong reversals and strong reactions, that usually means that certain levels have more strength than other levels, either from a support or resistance area. And because this had such a strong area, this is something to like maybe watch. You know, maybe like it's something where price will come up to like the low 2Ks and then start to like come back down. That would make sense to me personally. But again, don't really have super strong opinions on Ethereum in the sense that this one, if it's going to lead or not, I honestly have no idea. For now, in my opinion, dips are for buying for Ethereum. Like, you know, if you want to look for a healthy, strong dip, that would be like the $1,700 level again. Certainly possible that comes. Don't know what or when it would look like. But $1,700 is like the high time frame view of where you would probably want to target. And if you start to look, you know, at some of these other EMAs on the weekly, there are a lot of there's a lot of confluence kind of around this like $1,900 area as well. So again, you know, on the weekly that is. So this is kind of an area of interest that you would look for a big sizable dip, but don't know what or when that's going to happen, or you know, yeah, exactly. I don't know when it's going to happen. But yeah, these are all these are some basic thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm going to, as I said before, going to keep trying to do more videos. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for your time, and cheers for the support.